Hi everybody, and happy Sunday to you. I hope that you're putting away your electronics, taking some time with family and friends, just enjoying the day, doing some special prayer work, talking to your angels, to God, and taking the time to reflect upon where you're going in life. This is a very special day for you to recharge and rejuvenate yourself. So I hope that you're taking the time to do that. As you know, every Sunday I always pray for peace in the world, and I ask you to join us. So for right now, I'm going to ask you to put your intention forward for peace, and also to recognize I'm not just talking about peace in the physical world, but also internal peace. I know many of you are going through some rough times, and I want you to know we're praying for a respite to the chaos, to the pain, just to all the difficulty. So God, I come together with all of us on the planet to pray for peace. I ask that you would send your helpers, the angels, to support us with comfort, some extra light, and also just to be there for us when we reach out for help. I know that when we ask, we always will get help when we need it. So we are praying for peace today. In addition to that, today, you know, I'm going to pick a prayer card because I like to have something for us to focus on. If I could get the box open. I like for us to have something to focus on for the week. Because I know a lot of you often tell me, gosh, you're feeling really stuck. You're feeling just, I don't know, just like you could use a little extra guidance. You're going through things and, oh, there we go. You know how it works. I mix up the cards and either one sticks to my hand, or I lay them out, or I'm drawn to one, or sometimes I'm just playing with them and one falls out. And when I have set an intention to pick a prayer card, which is communication with God, when I set that intention to pick the prayer card, I get an answer. And here's the card for today. It is called Heart Healing. Let me read it to you. I ask your love to dissolve my feelings of hurt and betrayal. Soften my heart and allow the pain to wash away. Flood my heart with kindness, compassion, and proof of your presence in my life today. Wow, there's a lot going on with this prayer card. So let's talk about it a little bit. First and foremost, we're asking God and God's helpers, the angels, to help dissolve the feelings of betrayal and hurt within us. Remember, if we hold on to those feelings, our heart is a little clenched, and when it is clenched, it closes the heart chakra, and when that happens, it's a little more difficult for us to reach out to other people, a little more difficult for us to be empathetic and compassionate. It has a chain reaction on those around us. It's not about who was right and who was wrong. It's about, do you want to carry around hurt and betrayal for this next week? So let's ask God, could we lay it at your feet and you take care of it for us? Help us to heal it, if you want to. Second, soften my heart and allow the pain to wash away. Yes, of course, betrayal hurts, and you have pain from other things. We're asking for the heart chakra to open, for the heart itself to soften, to have those beautiful little beats that just tell us, we're feeling safe, we're feeling alive, and we're ready to heal. So we're asking God to help soften our heart. Let's not hold on and be so hard. Let us heal our hearts. Okay? Next, God, we're asking you to flood my heart with kindness. Oh my gosh, how do we love kindness? It's never wasted, no matter how big, no matter how small. Also flood my heart with compassion. And remember, compassion comes from the head to have an understanding, comes from the heart to have some empathy and feeling, but also the third part of compassion is the exchange or the step that we take to reach out to that person that we are feeling compassion for. Now, if it's someone far and away, we could pray for them. If it's someone within our vicinity, perhaps we could call them and, give them an opportunity to talk to us and lend a hand, lend an ear, to do something. Remember, there's always an exchange. Send some flowers, write a loving email. Not on Sunday, of course, because we're putting away our electronics. But compassion requires a little bit of exchange. It's just like kindness, okay? It requires us to get up and do something. So flood my heart with kindness, compassion, and also what we're asking for today is proof of your existence. What I often tell people when they are struggling is to ask God for a sign that you're being heard, a sign that you're not alone, a sign that says, hey, I'm here. Many of you have read my book, Diary of a Medical Intuitive, and you know that when I was in Peru, I asked for a sign. Being a bit of a skeptic, a bit of an empirical scientist, and also coming from New York, for me a sign is not a butterfly flitting across the front of my car. I need a big kahuna, a big sign, okay? So I had asked for a sign, and the first thing that I got was a llama standing off to the distance. Okay, and llamas were very, very important to me because they had to do with healing energy. When I saw the llama, of course, my first thought was, come on, llamas are indigenous to Peru. This is not a sign. What are you talking about? Give me a real sign. Give me a New York sign. The second sign that I received that day, I was in a temple of healing. Notice there's a recurring theme. In the temple of healing, while I was doing a meditation, I received a little vision in my mind. Had no idea what it was, so I drew it. I showed it to one of the shamans, and I said, what is this? And he said, oh, that is a sacred space where they would grind up the herbs for healing. I thought, wow, that's really cool. Wait a minute, I know. I must have seen this on National Geographic. I must have seen a special on Peru. I'm sure this was somewhere in the back compartment of my brain. And during my meditation, when all the distractions went away, it came to me. Yeah, I know. Sometimes the sign has to hit you over the head. Or as I prayed that day, I need a sign so big, God, that it stops me in my tracks. I want to be so clear it's a sign, there is no question. Stops me in my tracks. Butterflies across the car, do not stop me in my tracks. Okay. That night, we went into Machu Picchu after midnight, and under the moonlight, we were on a one-lane path, and we were going to a very special place. And as we were navigating the rocky terrain, which was a little difficult, single file, again, we had to really pay attention to what we were doing. We're going along, and all of a sudden, the whole line stops. Kind of like the Three Stooges. When one stops, everybody stops. And I was summoned to the front of the line, and there in the front of the line were 3 llamas sitting on the path, only so wide. We had 12,000 feet one way and a rock wall on the other side. There are 3 llamas sitting there, stopping me in my tracks. So, the guides are trying to get the llamas up, push them off the trail. No. Lift up? No. Move over? No. Hey, get up and go forward. We'll just go behind you. No. They stopped me in my tracks. We had to turn around and walk back out. Now, I didn't mention it was also a little bit wet from the dew. It was a little, little bit of an adventure on this trail. People were not all that happy with me. However, for me, it was my sign. So what I'm saying is when you are praying to God for proof of your presence in my life today, you can ask for a big sign, but buckle in. You can ask for a sign that stops you in your tracks. Buckle in. Or you could ask for a sign that you in your heart and in your spirit know is a true sign. Okay, so whatever you need. If you're a little bit of a skeptic like me, go ahead and ask for the big kahuna. But be prepared for what you're going to receive, because I know that God will make His presence known to you. So, today we pray for heart healing. God, I would ask you to open our hearts, to soften our hearts, to flood us with compassion, empathy, love, forgiveness. I would ask you to heal our hearts of any pain and wounding that we may have acquired over the years. I would ask you to help us to be full human beings with open hearts, loving, kind, empathetic, and compassionate. And I ask a special blessing on everyone who is trying to open their heart this day. Send angels. You know that when we get surrounded by angels, the light just lifts us up and makes us want to sing and makes us feel really good and opens our heart chakra. You know that feeling the presence of God is awe-inspiring. I mean, it just runs through you and makes you feel good. So ask for what you need if you need heart healing. And if you are a little tenuous about asking, we are praying for you this day for heart healing. So this week, God, I ask you to make it clear to us when our hearts are a little closed, a little hardened, and they could use a little softening. Make it clear to us through a sign, through the words of another, just through our intuitive knowing. Help us to really focus on heart healing this week. We thank you. We receive your blessings. We accept your help. We choose to do our part. And we're grateful. And we love you. And we thank you. And we know you're always around us and always there when we need help. Thank you. Guys, have a great Sunday. Be well, be blessed, and my heart is open to you. Know that if you need help, it's always available. You just need to ask. And know that we send you love. Take care. Happy Sunday, everybody.